Long ago, in a small West African village, lived a little spider named Anansi. Anansi was clever and loved getting his way, especially if it meant finding an easy way to get what he wanted. But one day, he would discover a powerful magic that would test his character in a way he'd never expected. One dry, hot day, Anansi wandered into the deep forest, searching for food. He hadn't eaten in days, and his belly rumbled loudly. After hours of searching, he began to lose hope until he smelled the scent of something delicious. Following the smell, he stumbled upon a small clearing where an old woman was stirring a large pot over a fire. Anansi greeted her warmly. "Good afternoon, grandmother," he said, trying to hide his hunger. The old woman chuckled knowingly. "Oh, Anansi, I know you're hungry," she replied. "Come, sit, and eat with me." She ladled some of the most delicious food Anansi had ever tasted into a bowl and handed it to him. Anansi ate greedily, amazed by the flavor and comfort of a full belly. When he finished, the old woman looked at him kindly. "I see that you're a clever little spider," she said. "Kindness should be rewarded. I'll give you this magic cooking pot. Anytime you need food, just say, 'Cook, pot, cook,' and it will make all the food you could ever want. When you're done, just say, 'Stop, pot, stop.' But remember, Anansi, use it only when you truly need it and never out of greed." Anansi's eyes sparkled with excitement. He thanked the old woman and took the pot back to his village, planning to enjoy his new gift. At first, Anansi used the pot wisely. Each day, he would say, "Cook, pot, cook," and it would fill with enough food to satisfy him. He even shared with his neighbors, who were amazed by his generosity. "How generous Anansi has become," they would say. But after a while, Anansi's heart grew greedy. He wanted more than just enough, he wanted to have everything. Anansi decided he would use the pot to make a grand feast every night and invite everyone, just to show off. He soon started lying to the villagers, claiming he had become the best chef in the land. "Oh, this is just my own talent," he bragged, secretly using the pot to fill his table with endless food. His neighbors, now amazed, believed he was indeed the most talented cook they'd ever seen. One night, in a fit of pride, Anansi decided to create the biggest feast of all. He gathered everyone in the village and declared, "Tonight, you shall see the greatest meal you've ever tasted." Then he said the words, "Cook, pot, cook," and the pot began to bubble and fill with food. The villagers watched in awe as the food spilled out of the pot. Anansi, too caught up in their cheers, forgot to say, "Stop, pot, stop." Food continued to flow out, covering his table, his floor, and then spilling out of his house into the village square. Soon, the entire village was knee-deep in food. Villagers shouted in panic, and some even slept in the piles of stew, rice, and vegetables. Finally, realizing the disaster he'd caused, Anansi shouted, "Stop, pot, stop." But it was too late. The village was now covered in food, and his neighbors were furious. The lesson learned. Ashamed, Anansi admitted to his trickery and apologized to the villagers. He explained that the pot was a magical gift and promised to never be greedy again. Together, the villagers cleaned up the mess, and they agreed that from then on, they would share the magic pot among everyone, using it only when truly needed. The lesson learned. Ashamed, Anansi admitted to his trickery and apologized to the villagers. He explained that the pot was a magical gift and promised to never be greedy again. Together, the villagers cleaned up the mess, and they agreed that from then on, they would share the magic pot among everyone, using it only when truly needed. Anansi had learned that selfishness and pride could turn even the best gifts into a disaster. From that day forward, he remembered the importance of sharing and humility. Moral of the story: greed can destroy even the best gifts. Happiness comes from sharing with others and using what you have wisely. Thank you. Do not forget to like and unsubscribe for more stories.